All right, guys, we're going to continue working on race. We worked on small groups yesterday and whole group both. So we get a little more work with that today. So for the R is to restate the question using a sentence and your answer. Those go together. Your R and your A go together for one sentence. Then the C is you cite your evidence. You're finding evidence from the story and using these sentence starters like according to the text in the text or story or the story said. That'll be one sentence. And that's that actual evidence, the proof of how you found your answer. And then the E is the explanation of why that evidence works, why it's important. So I'm going to do one for you. You'll do the second one on your own. So let's go ahead and start here with this one. When Shane woke up, he ran to the window to see if the forecaster had been correct. A forecaster is somebody on the news that tells you the weather. Okay. He was excited to see that the ground was covered nicely and that more flakes were falling from the sky. He ran to his closet and grabbed his heaviest coat and his boots, and he was getting dressed. He tried to remember where he had put his gloves. So our question is, why is Shane excited? So we're going to combine that evidence with some of that background knowledge that you guys have that will be our answer. So let's start with the restate. So the question is, why was Shane excited? So we start paragraphs with an indent, and you're going to say, Shane was excited because it had snowed. So the reason I know it snowed is several different things. He talked about the forecaster. He said the ground was covered and there was more flakes coming, and he grabbed his coat. I'm going to go with just the fact that the ground was covered and more flakes was coming. In the story, we'll change that. Let's say the story, the author, because the person's writing this is the author. The author stated that the ground was covered and more flakes were coming. Okay, so that's that main piece of evidence there that's let me know it snowed. The ground was covered and more flakes were coming. So now I need to explain, why is that important? So this should actually be, I've got to change my colors, green. And then this up here, it had snowed, is actually going to be the yellow. It's kind of ugly yellow, but you get it. All right, so Shane was excited because that's your restate. The answer, it had snowed, is the yellow part. Now the evidence, the author stated that the ground was covered and more flakes were coming. That is your evidence. And I used this sentence starter, the author stated. Okay, we haven't used that one yet, but I really like that. It's really simple and easy, and it tells me what the author actually said in the article. So now the next part's the explain, and this is the harder part. So why? Why does that tell me it snowed? So you're going to usually start this with, if you look back here, it says this evidence shows me, or this evidence proves. So I'm going to go with the simple, this evidence shows me that it snowed because, shows me it's evident. This evidence shows me that it snowed because I know that flakes.
Staff, the popcorn is ready at this time if you'd like to head down to the concession stand.
I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but Mr. A made popcorn for all of his teachers, so you guys are missing out. All right, the evidence shows me that it snowed because I know that snow falls in flakes. All right, so that's your complete paragraph. Shane was excited because it had snowed. That's your restate and your answer. The author stated that the ground was covered and more flakes were coming. That's your evidence. Okay, that's that main piece that I pulled from that story that let me know why it snowed, how I know it snowed. Then I have to explain this. The evidence shows me that it snowed because I know that snow falls in flakes. Okay, if you think back to when we did the inferencing, you're combining the text with your background knowledge. So this green, the evidence, is the text. The blue is your background knowledge, how you made that connection between your life and the story. Okay, if you just went up and told somebody that flakes were falling and they didn't know what snow was, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. They might think that you were talking about cereal or something crazy like that. But your background knowledge of snow is what helped you understand this. You helped you understand that flakes falling from the sky is snow. So that's what you have to explain. Okay. So now you're going to move on to this next one. I'll go ahead and read it for you, and then you guys work on it on your own. So the two boys stood in front of their teacher with their eyes cast down. That means that their eyes are down. One of the boys had a huge rip down the back of his shirt. Both boys' eyes were beginning to water. They knew that they were in trouble. Their teacher told them not to play tag, but they didn't listen. Now they listened solemnly as the teacher reminded them of the rules and the consequences for breaking those rules. Okay, a couple words I want to talk about in here. Solemnly. Solemnly means sad, okay? Then you have consequences. Those are things that happen as a result. So if you hit somebody, you're going to get in trouble. Consequences. So your question is, why is the boy's shirt ripped? So you're going to have to tell me. You're restating your answer. The boy's shirt is ripped because blank. Then you'll go in your evidence. Then you'll go into your explanation. There should be 3 sentences here. With this one from yesterday, I saw several people that actually color coordinated like I did here. If that helps you, you can do that. If not, don't worry about it, okay? So you're just going to work on number 3. It's the only thing you have to work on. And I already read it for you. If you need to go back and listen to it again, you can. Other than that, good luck. Nice job doing this stuff. And if you have any questions, please comment on Google Classroom. Good job.